Okay, so I'm just getting some things set up here, and we will. He's risen. I guess so. You could say that. I've been hard at work today. If you notice anything off with my voice, I have been doing a lot of audio recording for, of course, SNL 1998, which we will absolutely talk about today. So stay tuned for that. And I am just going to knock out a couple of more things here. Let's see. Where did I put it? My apologies. I have been scrambling just a bit. Let's see. Wild finish of that Xfinity race. On mute in the background, I actually got the IndyCar race at Gateway going on as well. Excuse me. Let's see. What's the track that I'm looking for? Oh, it might be down here. But, yeah. I'll take a look at the chat in just a moment and say hello. I'm just knocking out a couple of quick things. Alright, let's take a look. TVA, it's Caroline, Andrew. Hey, Ryan. How y'all doing? Yes, I have seen your top 10 video. Sorry I didn't comment on it, but I thought it was pretty cool. I love it when people make stuff like that, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on. Yeah, I should have known that. Sorry, I forgot Streamlabs likes to randomly mute my mic. I don't know why. Corvette, how you doing? As I was saying, I'm gonna run a race, and then, which I will hint at. It's the first race will be a track in Michigan. A track in Michigan. And then I'll show you guys the first look at SNL 1998 and talk more about the release date, everything else, and then do the second race as well. So I gotta do one last thing. I'm hoping that Streamlabs does not decide to mute me, because I would not be happy about that. So, like I said, if my voice sounds a little off, I was recording a lot earlier of audio for the video. The video is coming along pretty well. I'll say that. I think you guys are going to like what you see for sure. Where the heck am I looking for? Come on. There you are. So yeah, I'll give it just a few more moments, and we'll get the ball rolling for sure. Well, that's good. I never thought I'd see the day. Yeah, I mean, that was quite the blowover. I mean, literally. I'm starting to hate Streamlabs. See, I click away from the window, And this happens too when I like record NR 2003 stuff, right? So it happens where, I'm like, all right, I'll minimize the window. Here I go. Next thing I know, I'm like, hey, why is that muted? I never muted that. So I don't know. Let me minimize this window. Maybe it'll not do that. Because to quote Ryan Priest, I'm going to say this to Streamlabs. I'm quoting Ryan Priest. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not mute me when I haven't muted anything. I don't know if it's like I'm doing something or what. I don't really know what it is. It's really bizarre. Make sure I have this full roster. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Much better. Much better. Okay, cool. Alright, so for the first race, I did have this track already. Alright, let me turn my speaker on so you can actually hear the sound of the cars. I said it was a track in Michigan, but not Michigan International Raceway. We are going to Belle Isle. That's what we're going to do. So I'll do 30%. It's been a while since I ran this track. Maybe 92% will be okay. And we'll do 2x pit stop frequency to make things a little crazy. Obviously, it will be a smaller field, just a heads up. And all that fun stuff. So, excuse me. All right. Alright. So yeah, we'll get started with this race at Belle Isle. And feel free to ask anything, talk about anything, whatever you guys want to do. Yeah, good call, Caroline. It is, I did see that you mentioned Belle Isle. So, of course I know IndyCar used to run here, and now they run on the streets of downtown Detroit. But one of these days I'd like to go up there and actually see that race in Detroit. It would be, I mean, obviously, it sucks they left Belle Isle, but obviously they're still within the Detroit area. Alright, well, we'll take a look at the starting lineup while we're at it. So yeah, this is the pretty much the last run with the SNL 97 Cup cars before 98 comes out. So without further ado, let's take a look at the starting lineup. We got Alan Kowicki and Jeff Gordon, which of course in 97 in SNL they were kind of like the two workhorses of the road courses. They were killing it. Then you got Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt, Tim Richmond, Kenny Wallace, Sterling Marlin, Terry Schoonover, Bubba Nissen, Ricky Craven, Ernie Irvin, Mark Martin, Terry Labonte, Rob Moroso, Darrell Waltrip, Wally Dallenbach, Dale Jarrett, Lake Speed, Clifford Allison, Shauna Robinson, Bill Elliott, Tammy Jo Kirk, Ricky Rudd, Jeff Green, Kyle Petty, Bobby Labonte, Bobby Hamilton, and Robert Presley. That is your starting lineup. We'll get the show on the road here just momentarily. It'll be 23 laps around this circuit. I'll speed things up just a smidge. So yeah, obviously stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for the first look at 1998, because it's I want to make this even bigger than the last. So yeah, I did see that video, Jeff Gordon hosting Saturday Night Live. I have seen that video on YouTube. I may never get used to all the different things SNL has. Yeah, I mean, that's what's kind of fun about it, is just rewriting all the racing history and seeing what has all changed, and everything else. Other news, of course, Haas Factory team announced their lineup: Sheldon Creed and Sam Mayer. So looks like Gene Haas has his team pieced together for next year. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do on both the Cup and Xfinity levels. Will Cole Custer improve this time around in the Cup Series? How will Sam Mayer, how will Sheldon Creed do? Will Sheldon Creed finally win a race? Will he finally do it? One can hope. And before he pulls a Daniel Hemrick and gets his first win and the championship at the same time. All right, well, we got about 5 seconds. Let's get down to the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right, there you have it. After 1998 is done, we'll planning start for 1999. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep the train going, right? So we'll get more to that down the road. Oh, somebody, Joseph Newgarden just spun in the IndyCar race. I think I just saw Wallace and Earnhardt making contact there on the pace laps. That was interesting. All right. Can't have beef. The race hasn't even started. So yeah, I think this track only can fit 28 cars, so that's why there's a smaller field, which I'm kind of bummed about. I wish it could fit 42 cars, but I know that IndyCar mainly runs on this track, or ran on this track, I should say. So it's Kawicki, Gordon, Wallace, Earnhardt, Richmond, Kenny Wallace will be the ones to lead the field to the green flag in what's going to be a 23-lap race around Belle Isle. Here in the Motor City. Of course, seems fitting. And also, I will be heading up to Michigan tomorrow for the Cup race, which means my friend and I already got a hotel, because let's face it, it's probably gonna move to Monday, but we'll see. I was kind of surprised it got the Xfinity race in. I was sitting there thinking, because my initial thought was, oh gosh, we're gonna run both races on Monday. So I mean, I'll hold out hope. I hope somehow we can get the Cup race in tomorrow. That would be great, but I guess time will tell, right? So hopefully it's not a torrential downpour when we get there. Hopefully. I definitely want to get to the Bob Pockrass tweet up, because there's definitely, as Cody Rhodes would say, what do you want to talk about? Because there's quite a lot to talk about. Quite a lot to talk about. But, yeah. And here we go. Green flag is out, and we're racing at Belle Isle. Will we have a clean first lap? That's probably the first question to ask in this situation. Kawicki and Gordon are side by side. Bubba Nissen went way up the track into the wall there. Looks like he's still going. No problems yet. They're just about going 3 wide, almost 4 wide back there. I didn't think it would be ideal on a circuit like this. Certainly wild. Looks like things are beginning to calm down, I think. And Jeff Gordon has cleared Alan Kawicki for the lead. So coming back around to complete the first lap here at Belle Isle. Yeah, I'm using the Belle Isle 2013 track, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. And as I said earlier, just a heads up, it only does 28 cars. So Earnhardt clears for third. Kenny Wallace actually one-upped his brother. Kenny Wallace is now fourth. Rusty Wallace in fifth. All right. First lap completed. Kind of have a battle for second going on here between Alan Kulwicki and Dale Earnhardt. We had a clean start. Nothing wild happened. Nothing crazy happened. Although it almost looked like we had a rather crazy start in that one. Yeah, how about Kenny Wallace, though, with a solid qualifying run and now running fourth in one position better than his older brother, Rusty. You will find out all the information for IMSA Stock GT soon. I'm not going to give too much away on what all happens, but do stay tuned. There's a lot of really fun. There's a lot of fun things that definitely come out of that season. There's a lot of fun moments, and like I said, it'll be worth the wait. And we have a caution. Wait, I gotta say it like Larry McReynolds. And we have a caution. I'm guessing Clifford Allison was part of it. Yes, he was. He's got some heavy damage. Oh, went too far. Okay, so it started, it looks like, with the 42 of Kyle Petty. Did somebody make contact? Did he lose it? Looks like he got loose, hit the wall. Oh, that'll do it. Dale Jarrett bumps into him, and ooh, Clifford Allison hit the 25. I think did something else happen to Clifford beforehand? Let me see. Yeah, something else happened to the left side of his car. I want to see if I missed this or if it happened on the first lap or what. Let me see. This must have happened very early on because it happened on the very first lap. Or did he get damage from the pace lap? Because that wouldn't surprise me either, honestly. Going back. Well, yeah, they went 4 wide. I think I found the cause. Yeah, this was on the initial start, actually. They kind of just stacked up and... Oh, yeah, he scraped along those tire barriers, and I think that's what... And then they went like 4 wide, which is probably not a good idea. I'm surprised they didn't wreck in this situation. Good Lord, look at that. As Rick Allen said, take a look at what he did. Yeah, once again, it looks like Kyle Petty just lost it. And that is what causes... Losing my sense of direction. Hold on here. But yeah, Kyle Petty, Clifford Allison with a lot of damage. I think they'll keep going, though. Caution's out here at Belle Isle. By the time I'm caught up, we may be back under green. Yeah, 4 wide racing at Belle Isle. Who knew, right? So there's another look at what happened there. And you see Ricky Rudd kind of nowhere to go, and because of that, Allison had nowhere to go, and just create a chain reaction of events there. And so yeah, there's the pace car. It looks like we do have some pit stops. I want to say we did. Let me take a look. Indeed, we had pit stops. Okay. Hello from Brazil. Hey, how you doing? Cool to see somebody from Brazil joining the party. That's awesome. Alright, so top 4. Gordon, Kulwicki, Earnhardt, Kenny Wallace, Richmond, Moroso. Rusty Wallace stuck on pit road. What in the world happened to the 2? Well, that's not good. Both Penske cars are actually still on pit road. Okay, Sterling Marlin's pulling out. Nissen's pulling out. I think he had a little bit of damage. I don't know what Gardner's for Rusty Wallace. He's going to be dead last if he ever comes off pit road. Yeah, wow, just about. I don't know what happened to Rusty there, but yeah, that is a shame. Coming to the restart next time by on what'll be lap number 5 of 23. Jeff Gordon leads, Alan Kowicki second. Earnhardt third, Kenny Wallace fourth, Tim Richmond in fifth. Penske doing Ferrari strategy or something. Right? It's part of the great Penske master plan, right? The great Penske master plan. Hey, there you are, Jet. Alright, we're back underway at Belle Isle. Let's see if Kowicki can make the move. And I just want to say I really appreciate all you guys joining in tonight. This might be one of the largest crowds I've had for a stream, so this is awesome. I really appreciate it. Like I said, making progress on the video, and it's all gonna be worth the wait. Ooh, Kenny Wallace might lose a position here. He went way up the track there. Looks like he's going to hold on to fourth for now. Tim Richmond's fifth. Look at Wally Dallenbach, who's got some road course experience. Sitting up there in the top 10. Put that back up there. All right. There's Lake Speed running in 10th. Good run for him. Terry Schoonover not too far behind him. There's the two Bobbies, Bobby Hamilton, Bobby Labonte. As we go through the field, and Rusty Wallace just way back there. Kyle Petty, Robert Presley on pit road. Looks like their days are pretty much done here early here at Belle Isle, while Jeff Gordon continues to lead. About a 3-car breakaway between Gordon, Kowicki, and Dale Earnhardt. I'm sure Jeff Gordon's got to be loving it right now that he's out in front. Maybe pun intended, even though they did not use that slogan yet as of 97, 98. At least I don't think so. So I'll have to look that up. Holy moly, 18 viewers. Yeah, this is definitely one of the largest crowds I've had for a stream. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Let me see here. When did... Okay, I'm loving it. Started in September 2003. Okay. Excuse me. I think that's not too long after Linkin Park's Meteor came out, because it came out the same year. I just had to look that up out of curiosity. I think they still use the "nobody can do it like McDonald's can." Probably that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me too much. Like I said, I don't remember, from my personal experience, I don't remember much. I mean, you know, I was born December 96, and I was just an infant. But, a Jeff Gordon Mac Tonight car. I think a car like that would look pretty cool. I think it'd look pretty cool. Meanwhile, on the IndyCar race, I have on my TV next to me here. Willpower leads. David Malukas is second. Wow. He's been up there today, hasn't he? I'd like to see the IndyCar race there at some point. Well, I guess the IndyCar race there is going to be in June next year. And as I mentioned, as I just said, David Malukas, he just went down pit road. And I guess it looks like Gateway might be a playoff date next year, which is pretty exciting. I told my dad, who of course lives out there in St. Louis, and he just went, well, the weather will be nicer. I'm like, yeah, it'll be cooler. So I know it seems odd, but I think that's a good market to have the playoffs in, since St. Louis is not an NFL market. Although it's funny, I think that race might fall, because I noticed next year, Missouri and Kansas actually play each other, because they used to be a huge rivalry in the Big 12 days. That's a long-time rivalry that kind of died thanks to conference realignment, but they're going to play each other again next year, and it's going to be interesting to see if that game happens the same weekend as that race, which would be awesome if both can pull off a great crowd. So we'll wait and see. We're still waiting for all the schedule information. So yeah. You were born before Gen Zs. 96, 97. I was born right on the border between the millennials and Gen Z. I'm right on the border. I think December 96 is classified more as millennial. So I guess that's what I am. But, yeah. What do you think about Lee Diffie's Olympic coverage and him moving from Indy to NASCAR? Well, I think I've always liked Rick Allen, and I think Lee Diffie will do a great job. I'm hoping Rick Allen finds a home, whether it's doing Xfinity on the CW or maybe he goes to Fox. Maybe this is a scenario where he could go back to his roots, do some truck series commentating, and then once Mike Joy decides to retire, because that is probably coming up here in the near future, Rick Allen could take that position. There's a lot that could happen. Obviously, we don't know all the information of who's going to be on what broadcast team next year. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And then you got to think about Adam Alexander and all these different people. So, and it'll be interesting. So, I'm intrigued to see what the broadcasts are going to look like for the Xfinity series on the CW, for sure. Because CW, Nexstar bought the CW a year or two ago. Suddenly, now they carry all sorts of sports. They have ACC, they have the Pac-2, I guess it now is. Oregon State and Washington State. They have Live Golf. And it's this is kind of cool. Wait, what do you mean they're picking up the Xfinity series? And then suddenly, they're picking up WWE NXT as well, which is the development brand of WWE. So, yeah, there's some interesting things going on. I'm curious to see how it all looks like. So, I also wonder if there ever is going to be a new NASCAR Race Hub kind of show. I wonder if the CW, because they seem pretty excited about this, I wonder if maybe they'd invest into that. That'd be pretty neat, Get people to tune into the station for sure. And what's great, too, is that the CW is actually a network. It's on every TV, not a cable network. So that's going to draw good viewership, I think, for the Xfinity series. Hopefully things go well there. So, oh yeah, I grew up with Rick Allen doing the truck races on the old Speed channel, and obviously he's been great with NBC as well. So it is going to be weird watching the NBC broadcasts and knowing that it's not going to be Rick Allen. But I think Lee Diffie will do a great job. He's done NASCAR races before. He'll do a fine job. I'm not worried about him. So, problems. Yeah. Aggressive goes around. National treasure. I don't think I'm ready for Mike Joy to leave. I'll be devastated since I've been listening to his NASCAR commentary since the early... Yeah, same. I've been listening to him for a long time. I've always admired the respect he has for the sport, the love and passion he has for it, all the stories he tells. I mean, going back to the COVID season, he and Jeff Gordon entertained me throughout that whole period of events there in the spring of 2020. But even more than that, when it comes to when I've done high school sports commentary, and of course the stuff on here. Mike Joy is definitely a huge inspiration to me when it comes to that, because I just love what he does, and I will be very sad the day he retires. But yeah, of course, growing up with Mike, Larry, and Daryl in the Fox booth, and then NBC had Bill Weber, Wally Dallenbach, and Benny Parsons. Of course, there was Alan Bestwick, which I know a lot of people are hoping that he'll have some kind of role, which would be great. I'd love to see Alan Bestwick call NASCAR races again. It was great being at Indy and getting to hear him and Vince Welch again. I couldn't help but look at the big screen on the pagoda and just go, there they are, the boys. So I will always remember the 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration call from the 98 500. Oh yeah, it's absolutely one of his all-time top calls for sure. One of my other favorite calls isn't a NASCAR one, because he's done baseball before, and come to think of it, I'm really hoping, because Bristol Motor Speedway is going to host that baseball game between the Braves and my beloved Reds. And I hope maybe they get Mike Joy to call that game, because he's done baseball before. But he called the game that put the Tampa Bay Rays in the playoffs for the first time in their franchise history. I think this was the same year they made the World Series. This was... Oh, wait. Yeah, it was 2008, because they made the World Series and they played the Phillies. Right, because the Phillies beat them and then they lost to the Yankees the next year. But, he said something along the lines of bottom feeders no more. And I just thought he called that entire sequence really well. You could probably find it. Just look up Mike Joy Baseball. You might be able to find it. But I do hope, and I also hope when the time comes that he does retire, since IndyCar's going to Fox, let Mike Joy do the Indy 500. I would love that. Oh, you're a Cleveland fan? Oh. It's kind of funny. Cleveland guard, yeah. Don't worry, I slip up and call him that sometimes too. But it happens. But I don't know. I actually went to a Reds game earlier this week. The Cardinals were in town, and my dad lives in St. Louis, but growing up, we always caught the Cardinals-Reds games. We always saw those games, and he and I would have fun beef. We would, it's fun, wholesome, and he gets to kind of show up out whenever Yadier Molina hits one off of Bronson Arroyo for a home run, I know some Cincinnatians don't like that guy, but come on, man. Yadier Molina is one of the greatest catchers to play the game. Did you hear that NASCAR is heading to the Madhouse? I did see that. Literally right as I was setting the stream up. That was the first thing I saw pop up. How do I put this? So how I think on it, on one hand, if NASCAR was trying to find some sort of, different place to do it in because the deal with the LA Coliseum ran out, which I hated the way this year's went just because of the weather, the big storms that were coming, they had to move everything up, which really sucks. I hated it for the LA Coliseum because it was really cool to put a track in there and bring in all sorts of these different celebrities and then, attracting new fans to the sport. I know there's been some people who said, I went to that race and I became a fan since, and that's good. That's what the sport needs to do. I will say it is better than going back to Daytona because I do like the idea of, that's what I'm doing in SNL with the All-Star race, is moving the All-Star race around. I'm not telling you where it is for 98. You'll find out in the video. You know, obviously Bowman Gray's got a lot of history. It's a big grassroots track. Oh my God! Big crash in IndyCar race. Oh, that's Malukas. Oh my God, he got into, I think it was power, and he went up the track and hit it. Let me go through the field, by the way, so you're not stuck on the same 3 cars. I'm sorry, folks. Man, a tough break for David Malukas. He was running really well. And it looked like he just got caught up with the 12 and went up into the wall. But yeah, about Bowman Gray. I understand the hype for it and everything else. I do have a couple of concerns. I have seen what has gone on there with, I've seen drivers retaliate by driving the opposite direction, hitting people head on, and that's the only, I don't think they'll do that in the Cup Series, and, well, if it does, it would probably be a PR nightmare, but that's what I'm concerned with Bowman Gray. It's just, nothing against, obviously, the roots. That's where NASCAR started, but I also believe that the sport needs to grow. While we can also celebrate the grassroots stuff, we need to continue to push our sport forward. The LA Coliseum was super cool. It was different. It was unique. I'm not trying to sound like a hater or anything. I'm a little worried. I just don't want anything, what's the right word, stupid to happen. Because, again, this just goes back on what's happened there previously with, I've seen videos of, late model drivers driving across the track and hitting each other. And I'm like, I don't want the Cup Series doing that. That's the only concern I really have. We'll see what happens, obviously. I guess we'll get more information as, it looks like the 81 and 42 are back on the track. But yeah, I guess we'll wait and see what occurs. I know a lot of people are excited about it. For me, I'm just a little worried, that's all. I just don't want something dumb to happen and it's a PR disaster and, the stereotypes come flaring back up that, NASCAR is, because NASCAR is a beautiful thing. It's not just the stereotype of they're just a bunch of crazy drunken rednecks who hit each other. It's more than that. And, that's just what I worry with Bowman Gray. Again, at least it's a different location. But again, that's just a worry that I have. You can obviously disagree with me. That's totally fine. Because, I know people like to go, oh, how dare you disagree with me? But it's okay to have different opinions. It's totally fine. Again, some people will be really excited. More of me, I'm like, I could see some issues with this. We'll wait and see. This may sound like a devil's advocate, but I wouldn't mind them putting like an inner wall in the infield, just so nothing goofy happens. That's just me. They're literally taking the series away from my market, so GG. Yeah, I feel bad for you, Rose Jam. I know, you grew up with Auto Club, and hopefully we'll get the short track, right? Hopefully it'll happen. We'll get some news on that soon, hopefully. Maybe 2026, 2027, Yeah, also, casually swapped to my other account. I kind of noticed that, which I'm not going to complain. But, then again, I mean, my market lost a race too. It's okay. Holy crap, 21 viewers. That I think that's a record. I don't think I've had that many in the stream before. Thank you. That is awesome. Especially you guys are watching this race and listening to me ramble on about how my concerns for Bowman Gray Stadium, but yeah. But yeah, with that being said, I guess we'll see what happens. Oh, the caution came out. What happened? Let's find out. But yeah, I do think that NASCAR needs to be in the SoCal market. Part of me was kind of hoping they would go to Long Beach. Oh, what happened to Kawicki? What in the world did I miss? I'm rambling on. I totally missed what happened. Wait a minute. Okay. What? I know that did not just happen. I know that did not just... Was that what caused the caution? That is an absolute NR 2003 moment. Oh my god, that's what caused the caution. I don't know how to explain that one. Did its steering wheel, break? What happened there? That is a really bizarre incident. So that's going to take Kawicki out of the race, who was literally in second during green flag pit stops. So that's quite something. Okay. What is taking him so long with that short track? It's hard to say. I know they left the front stretch seating section and some of the pit road. I know they left that part alone, so I'm assuming they're using that kind of to make the short track. That's my guess. And again, hopefully I'm hoping we'll hear something soon about that, because again, I think NASCAR needs to be in that market. The SoCal market, to me, is an important market to be in, to push the sport to new people and new fans and everything else. So, stuck throttle. I guess you could say stuck throttle. Botchmania intro. Yeah, pretty much it is like a botch. Good lord. I was like, there's no way that brought out the caution. Alright, so we're getting close to the end of this one. Jeff Gordon's kind of been dominating. What's in store for Bubba Nissen? You'll definitely find out in the video. You'll see how he does. Still racing along and doing well. We'll see what happens, of course. What the? Oh, I'm sitting there going because my Xbox shut off because I had the race on that. Riverside, if only, right? I was hoping they would try something like Long Beach, but I don't think that's going to happen now. But I think Long Beach would be really fun because it is a street race and a street course, and it's very close to LA, and I think that could be something really fun. So I know they were talking about Dodger Stadium, which that could have been pretty neat. I don't know, can they put a race in the Rose Bowl? That'd be kind of cool. There's options. There's options. Or just a stadium race in general is pretty neat, so there we go. Alright, everybody else is on pit road, so I wonder, because of the timing of the caution, this is probably going to jumble up the field. Watch Rusty Wallace be leading after all this. Nothing would kind of surprise me anymore. So it's Gordon, Earnhardt, Kenny Wallace. So I think Rob Moroso will be the leader. I think. Excuse me. San Diego street race. Sure, why not? I mean, if they can race in Chicago, I think they can practically do it anywhere. I think they could certainly do it anywhere. Yeah, I wish the truck series would go back to Eldor. That would be nice. To also just have a dirt race on the schedule would be cool. I would assume to get the Cup Series there, they're going to have to, Tony's probably going to have to do some infrastructure upgrades. And unfortunately, since Tony looks like he's getting out of NASCAR, that's, yeah. Rockingham, I mean, I think it'd be good for the lower series. The problem is you don't want to put like 7 Cup dates in North Carolina, because I just think that's an oversaturation. Oh, what the hell? Is anybody watching the IndyCar race? What in God's green earth just happened on that restart? Anybody watching the IndyCar race? Did you just see that? What the heck was that? I just saw a car almost take off. I need to see a replay because like 20 things happened at once. Okay, maybe I'm over-exaggerating, but still, like... Okay, green flag's back in the air. Moroso's leading. Richmond second. Schoonover third. And then it's the rest of the guys who pitted. Jeff Gordon. So I'm going to have to kind of... what's that one? I'm calling both games! Wow, my voice cracked. I'm sorry. Jesus. I didn't mean to make you guys hear that. So, Will Power's out of the race. I'm trying to figure out who is... I think that's one... Yeah, that's one of the McLaren cars. I'm trying to see who else was involved in that. Yeah, they all just kind of piled up, as they were trying to speed up on that restart. Something obviously went really wrong. Speaking of things that went wrong, I remember going to the 2007 IndyCar race at Kentucky. That was the one, Dario Franchitti. So I think he was told that there was one lap to go where there wasn't. And he ran into somebody and flipped in the air. Wow, yeah, look at that. He ran into the back of Will Power. And I think that's Grosjean or Canapino. I'm not sure who that is. Wow, that was... Oh, Will Power had to check up, too. That's what happened. Well, that was something. The Milwaukee Mile? I'm surprised the Cup Series never gone there. I think that track could work. It's good that NASCAR is going to these different places like Nashville, like St. Louis, like Austin, Iowa. And Iowa put on a good show. Shout out to those guys. Pubescent Alex. Yeah, I thought I got out of that years ago. Oh, that's right. Canapino got cut. I'm sorry, guys. That's right. It's literally... I sat there like, wait a minute, isn't he getting replaced? But, yeah. So, thanks for the reminder. Oh, Rossi, that's who it was, yeah. Wow, that was bizarre. But, yeah, I remember the 07 Kentucky IndyCar race where Dario Franchitti, went airborne coming to the checkered flag. It was a bizarre incident. I remember just sitting there going, oh my God, what in the world? And Will Power does not look happy. And Joseph Newgarden, oh, he's on pit road, okay. And they're talking to Will Power now. That's right, Connor Daly's in the 78. Whew. Yeah, Milwaukee, yeah, they're doing the truck racing there, which is good. And yes, I did hear that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is apparently doing a Monster Jam movie, so that's going to be interesting. Mr. Final Boss, you would say. We need a Valentino Rossi Project 91 Stage 60 attempt. Why not? You know what's funny? Before I went to bed last night, I was just flipping around, and I stumbled upon the Extreme E series, the electric off-road series that Legacy Motor Club is in. So I watched a bit of that, and then I realized, oh wow, Matthias Ekstrom, who ran one NASCAR race back in the late 2000s or so, or 2010, I think it was. he was in that, and I was thinking, he'd be a good fit for Project 91 or something like that. That'd be cool to see him do that. So it was really fascinating, though, just watching. Obviously, these are electric off-road SUV kind of vehicles, so it was just. I just wanted to see what it looked like because I was like, I want to sit down and kind of see what this looks like. So 2 laps to go. Moroso has ran away with it, and white flag is in the air. I think he has this caution to really thank. So he can thank Alan Kowicki for hitting the pit road wall for this victory and what's been a bizarre world kind of thing. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Max Verstappen's going to continue in F1 for quite a while. It would be interesting to see these other guys come over and try NASCAR. I mean, they have before. And it's very difficult to make the transition from open wheel to stock car, obviously. But now with the next-gen car, it's been cool. And I think the next-gen's done, and the addition of more road courses has attracted these international drivers coming over and try NASCAR. And I think it's great. I mean, I love seeing that international presence. So hopefully they announce the Mexico City race here soon. Because I think that's going to be big. Big for NASCAR. Very big. So Rob Moroso working his way around here at Belle Isle. And all he needs is that checkered flag now. He is far out in front. He's got nothing to worry about. And he is coming to the checkered flag. And Rob Moroso will win at Belle Isle. And he did not have to worry about Rusty Wallace there. So it's Moroso winning. Tim Richmond second. Schoonover third. Jeff Gordon fourth. Dale Earnhardt rounds out the top 5. Then it's Kenny Wallace, Jeff Green, Bill Elliott, Bobby Labonte, Bobby Hamilton, rounding out your top 10. So some things definitely got shuffled up. Rusty Wallace 11th. Terry Labonte 12th. Shauna Robinson 13th. Lake Speed 14th. Bubba Nissen 15th. Tammy Jo Kirk 16th. Wally Dallenbach 17th. Sterling Marlin 18th. Mark Martin 19th. Dale Jarrett 20th. And then rounding out the field, Ricky Rudd, Clifford Allison, Ernie Irvin, not Mark Martin, Darrell Waltrip, Ricky Craven, Kyle Petty, Robert Presley, and Alan Kowicki. Let's see. Well, off the walls, I will say, I do have it planned already. It is off the walls, but it's not Talladega. But stay tuned for that. We'll get to that here in a little bit. I tried getting to playing Mario Kart Double Dash. Jet, don't start. Are you trying to reference that NASCOM guy? Yeah, I don't think Verstappen has that much interest, which is interesting because Kyle Larson, the whole conversation with, who's the better driver. I would say that I think there is the argument for that because Larson has just done a lot of different disciplines in racing. His dirt racing, he's driven in the Rolex 24, his success in NASCAR, drove in IndyCar, right? And he's hinting that he's going to do the double next year again, which is awesome, which was really cool at Indy, just hearing the crowd rally around him and all that. I almost say that maybe Larson's kind of like almost an ambassador to the sport, it feels like. But we need Max Verstappen. What if he ran stage 16? That would be interesting. I'd love to see Kimi Räikkönen give it another go. In terms of silly season stuff, also for 1998, I'm not going to give anything away, but obviously you'll find that out. In the video. Speaking of Red Bull, I gotta say, I really hope somehow, Red Bull gets convinced, you know what, let's go back to NASCAR and let's sponsor Shane Van Gisbergen a little bit, Especially with a team like Trackhouse, I think they could do it. Because, Trackhouse, man, they are lucky they got a gem in Connor Zilic, let me tell you. And obviously he's going to be loaned over to JRM next year. Good Lord, depending on how good he does, he might be in Cup in 2026 at this point. But we'll see. Still a lot of silly season stuff left to go, and yeah, we'll wait and see. So yeah, I'm gonna get some stuff set up here because I have something to show you guys. Streamlabs, you did it again. You muted me. Take a shot for every time Streamlabs mutes Alex for no reason. Yeah, I mean, I look at Zilic. I mean, he just turned 18 years old. He won the Rolex 24. He won at Sebring right after. He almost won in his truck debut. I think he won an MX5 Cup race. He did well in his Cars Tour stuff. He's gonna, well, he's 18. He's old enough. He just turned 18. Obviously, 2027, 2028 might be more realistic in terms of Zilic being in Cup. But, man, if things continue this way, that's a future 4-time champion. I think he's that good. So, I mean, I'm sitting there going, good Lord, he is already this successful. Man, if things go well in his Xfinity stuff with JRM, we'll see. There's also the possibility that Zane Smith could go back to front row for their Cup team, but he's still be on loan. That doesn't violate his contract. I guess in a way, it's kind of like when Buescher drove for JTG for a while, and then went back to Roush. But I did hear about that. It's a tough situation because it looks like Trackhouse is going to go to 3 cars next year. And then, you're kind of like, okay, Zane Smith has struggled a bit. Do we want to put him in a car that's probably better? Or do we go ahead and bring in SVG, right? And, the argument can be made for both. I think SVG... I think, especially if Allmendinger is back doing full-time Cup next year, those two will probably put on a show. So, I'm really looking forward to that. Okay. What did I want to do? Right. Alright, give me 1 second here, folks. I want to make sure nothing silly happens here. Okay, good. I didn't get muted. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys the first look here in just a moment. I thought the window capture would work for this, and it doesn't. That's really bizarre. Maybe because it's media player. That might be why. I could do the animation, but unfortunately that means it won't show any of the... Let's see. If SVG gets more oval experience. Yeah, and I think he's getting better on the ovals. He did when I was at Indy, I thought he did a great job. He's getting better and better. This is a guy up until last year never ran on an oval. So I think for how he's done this year, he's been great. Can't complain at all. He's done a phenomenal job. So yeah, I mean, I can't complain. He's done a great job. Alright, let's see here. So anyway, I have something to show you guys. Okay. For whatever reason, Streamlabs is not doing what I want it to do, so I sincerely apologize. But I want to show this with audio playing. So, hopefully nothing dumb happens here. Okay. Alright, enjoy. Alright, I think that'll work. And then what I'll do then, again, I hope you guys saw that. Did everything sound good? I just want to make sure. There we go. Yeah, so if that played alright, let me know what you guys think. And what do y'all think? Y'all like it? You're competing with Fork in the Road. Hey, I see it as like, I think it's awesome that there's more people doing stuff like that. And I love what Fork in the Road's doing. I'm looking forward to what they do for 2002. Yeah, so you know what? I'll do this. Yeah. So obviously the audio won't play, but I'll at least play it for you guys over a few times before I do the next race. So yeah, so your first look at Sunday Night Lights 1998. So yeah, we're gonna. It's at the end of the month, but that's because I want to make sure that this video is bigger than the last. Because now, like, 96 was big, right? Then I was like, how can I make 97 big? How can I make 98 big? And I want to keep doing that, moving on, moving forward. So. Very first is when they. I did see their 2002 roster too. I see it as double header, right? The more the merrier, right? So you get Fork in the Road. Exactly. There is no competing. Enjoy all the content. So I think it's awesome. You get new Fork in the Road and Sunday Night Lights on the same day. I think that's awesome. Again, I love what those guys are doing. With Fork in the Road, and I'm really excited to see what they do for O2, like I said. So, yeah, it's not competing. It's not at all. I see it as the more the merrier. Enjoy all content, right? So, the audio's still going? Tell you what. Okay. Hopefully it'll be okay. If not, I thought the audio would not be going on this. Really, I still don't know how to handle it. I apologize. Alright, so, yeah. Sorry if the audio was still playing. That's very bizarre. I figured if it said animation, it wouldn't, but my apologies for that. Lesson learned, moving on. But anyway, yeah, I see it as, there is no competing, enjoy all content. That's basically how I see it with all that. So I think it's great. I'm looking forward to what Fork in the Road does. And obviously, again, I'm waiting not waiting, basically putting this out at the end of the month, and I've already made a good progress on the video. The reason for that is because, again, I want this to be a big video. How can we make this bigger than 97? That's how I was with 97. How can I make this bigger than 96? And there's a lot of big moments. There's a lot of big things that happen. There's a lot. So, and I want to make sure I can deliver it to you guys the best way I can. And again, I apologize. I have not gotten the cars for the previous years out. I've been knee deep with this video, but I promise to get that out as soon as I can. But yeah, let's see, the Busch Series still uses. And again, you'll see all the information in the video. When you get past 05, what are you going to do for IROC since the fire? Well, they continued using the Firebirds until its last season in 06, but essentially, I will say this. I want to keep IROC going past that. How's the Daytona 500 going to be presented? Obviously, you'll wait and see, right? I just recorded a bunch of audio earlier. I'd say the 500's really exciting. The 500's pretty cool, so stay tuned for all that. I think you'll like what you'll see, right? But yeah, and with Atlanta, you'll find out when the time comes what I do with that, because that is also, I think, a big question, right? Big question going on, like what's going to happen with Atlanta, what's going to happen with this, and it's a big year, right? This is NASCAR's 50th anniversary. This is the 50th year of NASCAR, and we might have a couple ideas regarding that down the road, and I'll get more to that later. Excuse me, a lot of talking. But yeah, there's plenty of moments in the races to cover, and a big thing that I want to start doing more and more and more is the details about the sport, right? And showing how it's changed to everything that's happened. And just expressing more creativity that way. And it adds to the story. It's not just telling you, here's who won these races. I want to present a story and go, okay, because this happens, and now because of a result of A, this is B, and because of B, this is what happens to C. And just trying to build a story and build a timeline, I mean, I've gotten knee deep with all sorts of lore and stuff like that. There's a couple of things, like, I don't know if I'm going to talk about that just yet, but it's just stuff that I think will make this even bigger and better. And I want to keep doing that past 98, going into 99, going into the 2000s. That's another thing, too. We're getting close to the 21st century. So, it's insane to me that we've gotten this far with things. And again, I appreciate the patience. I know it takes a bit, but I seriously appreciate all of you guys, and it'll be worth the wait, like the teaser said. It will be worth it. So, will we know SNL's version of the 50 greatest drivers? All I'll say right now is I've thought about it and seeing what kind of differences there are, because there's some differences. When I started this about 4.5 years ago or so, it was just kind of like, well, let's just let's see what happens, and I can't tell you what's going to happen, a couple of seasons from now, or what things are going to look like, because I just feel like that this is a timeline where big things have happened, and NASCAR is a big deal. And I do promise that Also, I will add, obviously, you will have a zip file to all of the results and the standings and all that stuff. And I'll try and provide some other things if I can, too. I'd like to do. There's a couple things I'd like to do, actually, too. But I will, when I get closer to the premiere, when I get closer to finishing this video, I will definitely get on that. So, just, trying to balance between this and life and my full-time job and other things of that nature. Like I said, I'm actually going to take this laptop with me to Michigan because my friend and I already got a hotel because, we're not going to take our chances because, let's face it, we might get a washout tomorrow when I go up there. So we'll see what happens. And, I'll work on the video up there as well and everything else. So, yeah. With that being said, we can continue talking about it, but I wanted to cover the second race we're doing. It is an off-the-walls kind of race, but I figured since this is last time I'm using this set for streams, I figure we could go out with a bang. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, it is Tiburon, but we are going to Orlando International Speedway, made by Action Pack Tracks, and all that fun stuff. We'll do 51 laps. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I think this will be a fun one. So, and like I said, seriously, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, this is probably the largest audience I've had for a stream. So, and after tonight, it's getting to work. Getting this video ready for you guys. So, and we do have a full field this time. So Ernie Irvin gets the pole. Dale Earnhardt will start in second. So there you have it. Then it's Alan Kowicki. Do not hit the pit road wall this time. Jeff Burton, Rusty Wallace, Patty Moyes. Then you got Bobby Labonte, Eddie Bierschwell, Terry Labonte, Kenny Wallace, Rob Moroso, Bubba Nissen, Kyle Petty, Sterling Marlin, Ken Schrader, Tim Richmond, Joe Nemechek, Shauna Robinson, Ricky Rudd, Darrell Waltrip, Clifford Allison, Davey Allison. We got the two brothers there. Jeff Gordon and David Green. Wally Dallenbach, Kelly Earnhardt. Jeff Green and Bill Elliott, Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, Terry Schoonover, Tammy Jo Kirk, Michael Waltrip, Chad Little, Bobby Hamilton, Ricky Craven, Ward Burton, Morgan Shepard, Presley Grissom, Kenny Brack, Lake Speed. That is your starting lineup here in Orlando. All right. Let the craziness commence. Yeah, we're about a minute away from the command now, so we need Davy's team to be dubbed the Dew Crew. Absolutely. Especially winning the title in 91. Davy and the Dew Crew. I like that one. So yeah, Joseph Newgarden wins a Gateway in the IndyCar race. So, after a wild turn of events in that race, a lot of craziness happened there. They did the fireballs. Yes, I love it when they do that. All right. Excuse me. All right, let's do the command and get this show on the road.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right. And we are rolling. Oh boy, I wonder how this race is going to go. So, what are y'all's picks to win? Comment your pick to win for this race. I do follow along with logo changes. I've done that for Ricky Rudd and other cars, just to make sure I'm all caught up with that kind of stuff. I definitely do keep an eye on that stuff. Thank you for that question, though. I absolutely do keep an eye on that kind of stuff. Good Lord. Anyone but Rusty. All right. Jeff Green. Okay. Let's see if we get a really obscure kind of winner, right? Let's see if we get an obscure kind of winner. Instead of turning left, we're going to be turning right here in Orlando. 42 cars. Only one will win. On this 3-mile high-banked super speedway. Some random back marker, probably. All right, here we go. Pace car down pit road. Here we go. Green flag. We got... Oh yeah, the 33. Yeah, I'm really proud of how that one came out. We got Tim Richmond pick as well. Ernie Irvan leading the way as we build up speed. Jeff Burton behind him. Currently hitting speeds of the lower 180s. 185, 186. Yeah, they're still building up speed here. Hit about 190 going into turn 1. 3 wide for third place. Patty Moyes, meanwhile, wants the lead from Ernie Irvan. And Moyes will take the lead. We got 4 wide back there. I see Ken Schrader, Rob Moroso, Rusty Wallace, Joe Nemechek. It's a little iffy here. We got 4 wide back here. It's David Green, Davey Allison, Kyle Petty, Ricky Rudd. Dale Earnhardt's been dropping back some spots. Kenny Wallace, meanwhile, leading the way. But he's got Tim Richmond to his inside. Richmond trying to get some help from Sterling Marlin. He's going to go up to the middle line. We might have 3 wide for third place. And indeed, we do. And Tim Richmond takes the lead. And now Sterling Marlin to the inside of Richmond. Kenny Wallace goes up high. Could he get some help from Ernie Irvan, perhaps? He's got Patty Moyes behind him. Yeah, almost 5 wide back there. Good Lord. We got 4 wide for third. I think 4 wide has got to be pretty common at a place like this. Good Lord. Even 5 wide could be doable as Joe Nemechek takes the lead. Let's take a look at that spectator shot. Look at that. Just a pack of cars this close to each other. It's just absolutely insane. Ooh, almost contact between the 5 and the 6 as Darrell Waltrip now wants the lead. And we got trouble on lap 4. I thought they were slowing down. I saw the caution lights blinking. Let's see what happened here. Jeff Gordon. Yeah, it looks like they all just finally made a little too much contact here as Chad Little and Rusty Wallace get into Gordon. Gordon kept it away from everyone, though. Very impressive. That is what's going to bring out the first caution. We about to have a 2002 Aaron's 312 moment. Yes. And with that, Darrell Waltrip leads the field back to the caution. Uh-oh. Well, something happened after the fact. A lot of things happened after the fact. I see the 11 spinning out. Oh, so everyone was slowing down. Irvin just went down into the 25. My God. As Booker T would say, my God, man. Oh, wow. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, so a little bit of calamity here under caution. No hitting anyone under yellow now. That's a no-no. Oh, Kelly Earnhardt and Kenny Wallace with some issues. What in the world? Oh, God. Tim Richmond came down on Nissen, taking Davey Allison out. I don't know what that was about. Patty trying to get out of the way, gets into Bierschwell in the 8. 21 does a little bunny hop. Oh, the calamity. Oh, God, I think 23 just hit the 4. The 4 is stuck. Like, it's so steeply banked. I don't think he can... Oh, no. Got out of there. Don't take me out, coach. I can still race. Well, that was interesting. 6 laps are complete here in Orlando. Darrell Waltrip leads. Nemechek is second. Ken Schrader third. Marlin fourth. David Green fifth. Shauna Robinson is sixth. Bubba Nissen seventh. Patty Moyes eighth. Ninth. Terry Labonte 10th. Eddie Bierschwell. Well, that was certainly a whirlwind of activities. Lights still on the pace car. So we'll at least have at least one more lap of caution before we go back to racing. Oh, man. Excuse me. I had to yawn. Alright, let's take a look here. Lights are still on the pace car. So we're not going back to racing just yet. Excuse me. I'll put the teaser out on Twitter and Instagram after the stream. Yeah, because this is such a big track, it's a 3-mile track, the cautions take longer. How do you think Cole Custer will do next year for Haas Factory Team now he has Xfinity Championships? I mean, I hope he does better. I've said what I've said with why Stewart Haas is closing their doors. Gene Haas definitely still wants to be a part of this. It's hard to say how exactly he'll do. Hopefully it's improving upon what he did in the Cup Series previously. So we'll have to wait and see. I think the Xfinity program will be good. And it's good because, Ford still has some teams because Ford is kind of lacking on the Xfinity side of things. But, excuse me. Yeah, so it's hard to say what will happen there. But it'll be interesting to see. So obviously, I wish Custer the best of luck and hope things go well for him. As I think the lights are off the pace car now, so we will go back to racing here this time. Coming to lap 9. So again, it'll be DW, Joe Nemechek, Ken Schrader, Sterling Marlin, David Green. That's your top 5, although I'm sure it won't take them long to get back up to speed and cause some mayhem. All right, getting back to racing here. Yeah, I mean, I'm gutted for Sheldon because I'd like to see him get a win, and it's just like, what does he have to? It's almost like, what does he have to do? So I hope he can eventually get the win at some point. And with that, we are back to racing here in Orlando. Let's see how crazy things get here. I'm going to continue to watch the speeds increasing here. Takes about a lap or so to get back up to full speed. DW still leading. Schrader to the inside. The field looks rather spread out here. I thought for a moment something happened, but it looks like nothing happened. We'll see how everything stacks back up here. Ken Schrader now up in front. He's got Bubba Nissen and Darrell Waltrip behind him. Dale Earnhardt trying to get another lane going with Eddie Bierschwell. Earnhardt's not wasting any time. He's moving Bierschwell all the way. He's like, I gotta get to the front. I can't be wasting time. At a track like this, well, I don't blame him. Look at this, 4 wide back there already. Surely did not take long. Boy, I'm curious if there's seats in those turns. Like, are you gonna be able to see any of the track in the without the banking is? Like, goodness gracious. Bubba Nissen, new leader. Dale Earnhardt up to second. Can Earnhardt make the move? He's gonna slide in front of Jeff Burton. And Chad Little to the inside of Burton for that position. Chad Little makes it 3 wide for, it looks like, 3rd place now. Earnhardt's going to dip down low for a moment. Trying to figure out which lane to go here. Does he go with Burton? Does he go with Little? And now things are starting to bunch up once again. Look at Robert Presley making his way up towards the front. Makes it 3 wide with Little and Schrader for, that is 3rd place. Now Rob Moroso to the inside of his teammate. 4 wide back behind that 3 wide. Meanwhile, the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt, out in front. Look at this. Here's Jeff Burton to the inside. And we get another new leader. Schrader and Nissen made contact for a moment. If Nissen had gone down, I think a lot of cars were about to get taken out. But that does not happen, and we continue racing. And now Robert Presley. Yeah, this track is truly a madhouse with the way it runs. So Presley now leads. Moroso is entering the picture. And now Moroso wants the lead. And now Mark Martin and Patty Moyes side by side for second. Things still look pretty clean here. So many lead changes occurring and so many positions changing. I cannot keep count as Lake Speed makes his way up there now to 3rd place. Mark Martin is 2nd. Moroso continuing to hold his own, though. Doing pretty well so far, holding off Mark Martin. And now we got about a 3-car breakup for a moment. But Lake Speed's going to go high. What does Moroso do? Martin goes low. Mark Martin's going to look for the lead. He may have some help from Chad Little. Moroso slams the door on the 15, though. Moroso hangs on to the lead. Great job by that 20 car Moroso to hold him off, but now they're going to split again. What does he do? Does he block the 97? Does he go with the 97? Does he go with the 15? Or does he make his car 6 lanes wide? Everyone swerving all over the place. My, oh my. And Chad Little looks like he's going to take second away from Mark Martin. Moroso's still leading. I'm pretty sure he's led the most laps here at this point. Nothing crazy has happened outside of the wreck by Jet. Well, okay, the stuff under caution was kind of weird, but besides that. Here's Chad Little and Kyle Petty up in the mix. Couple of Pontiacs. Another Pontiac behind them. That's Bubba Nissen. And now Moroso has a challenger. It's the 97 of Chad Little. Side by side down the backstretch. Excuse me. And Moroso continues to hang on. 190 miles an hour or so around these corners. And then the super speed, and then not super speed, the straightaway speed. Speeds to about 192 miles an hour. And that's about where they top off. Would Pontiac still go under in this universe? I haven't really. Excuse me. Sorry for the yawning. It's just something I haven't really. Something I haven't really thought about a whole lot. But, you know, maybe something I think about later on down the road. Moroso still leading the way. Now Clifford Allison up to second. Nemechek back up into the fray. I see Ward Burden as well. Well, Moroso definitely has things figured out for sure. Let's see. Here we go. Yep, Kelly Earnhardt's up there now. And it looks like Moroso may have met his match. Nemechek had it for a moment, but now Kelly Earnhardt is up in front. Side by side, Kelly Earnhardt, Joe Nemechek still 3 wide back there for third. It's Moroso, Schrader, and Darrell Waltrip. By the way, let me know what your picks are for the Cup Series race tomorrow at Michigan. I'll be heading up there and well, hopefully the rain will stay away, but I guess we'll wait and see, right? Yeah, no big ones so far. I'm really surprised about that. I thought maybe it would have happened once by now. I mean, we had the small wrecks there, but that was about it. So, Nemechek and Earnhardt still side by side. I think Nemechek may have the upper hand. Yes, he does. Clears for the lead. Darrell Waltrip going 3 wide now. Hold on a second. Okay, there are a couple lap cars ahead. I guess not too far ahead. They're coming off the corner now. And they're midway. Yeah, they're going to catch him here within the next lap or 2 or 3. So this could get interesting once they catch those lap cars. It'd be cool to see Brad Keselowski win tomorrow. Win pretty much at his home track. We'll wait and see. Obviously, I know qualifying got rained out. At least we got the Xfinity race in, which was good. So it's one of those things. We'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. Of course, I know Chris Buescher won there last year. Kevin Harvick won there the year before. Who is now retired. The 37, that is, the 37 is Ricky Craven, by the way. So Ricky Craven actually working his way up through the field, side by side with Rusty Wallace. And speaking of which, here comes Rusty, all over the back of Joe Nemechek. Yep, the DuPont 37 car, baby. But Texas Terry in the 17 makes it 3 wide for third place. Waltrip and Nemechek battle side by side. They are catching the lapped cars of Ernie Irvan and Jeff Gordon, who were tangled up in that caution and the events after the caution came out. Yeah, they are closing in on them, so we'll see if things get interesting here. Will it split the field up? What will it do? We're just about now at the halfway point. Three wide for second. Moyes, Labonte, and Nemechek. Here they come. They've caught the lapped cars. Oh boy, this could get interesting. Let's see if Gordon and Irvin can at least hold up with the field on their own if they can and blend in. We'll have to wait and see. So far, it looks like they're kind of doing that. Marlin jumps to third. Martin fourth. Jeff Green fifth. Dale Earnhardt now sixth. The top 6 are single file. Almost 7 with Rob Moroso to the inside of Gordon. Yeah, I don't think Irvin and Gordon are holding up all that well. And we got a scramble up ahead here. Here's Patty Moyes to the inside of Darrell Waltrip. So we do have kind of a group of cars. We'll see if that other pack joins them back up. I think they will. So this is a field of about 8 cars in this front pack. Bubba Nissen trying to make it 9. Looks like he will. Will they run away from the rest, or can the rest join them? Closing in on 2 hours on this stream. Who in the field has 0 career wins? Let's see. As of the conclusion of the 1997 season, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Well, there's Steve Grissom. Bobby Hamilton, I believe. Jeff Burton. I think Dale Jarrett. Ricky Craven. I know Kenny Brack. Just listing off drivers who have not won in the Cup Series. Presley. Clifford Allison. Ward Burton. David Green. Chad Little. Timmy Joe Kirk. And I think... on Michael Waltrip. I think that's it. Here's Wally Dallenbach. Now Earnhardt and Dallenbach are side by side. So we're getting close to 20 laps to go. Lots of 3 and 4 wide action here. I'd like to see Kenny Brack win this. This would be that would be kind of cool. Still side by side for the lead. Martin, Nissen, Green behind them. And it's Marlin, Bierschwell, Kelly, Earnhardt. Who knows what's going to happen next? I do sense there is a couple of lap cars up ahead. As the leaders are going just about 10 miles faster than them. Wasn't Grissom the driver that shattered a concrete wall? It might have been. I'm trying to remember. That's a good question, honestly. Earnhardt and Mark Martin now are side by side. I think Mark Martin might just have the advantage here. And he does. Father and daughter side by side. Dale Earnhardt and Kelly Earnhardt. Kelly Earnhardt to second. She's going to go to the middle line. Look out. They're going to run into some lap traffic, but we have some green flag stops. Mark Martin's going to go down pit road along with the 77 of Waltrip and Dale Jarrett. Well, Kelly Earnhardt has gotten herself out of that mess, but it'll be interesting to see what the lap traffic does to the field here. And who else may make their way down pit road. Ernie Irvin does rejoin the track. Hopefully nothing weird happens. Oh gosh. Look out, trouble. Tried to follow along with the 11 there, and luckily nobody ran into him. And some more leaders are going to make their way down pit road. Hamilton, Moyes, Robinson, Jeff Burton, Ricky Craven, Clifford Allison. Alright, who's next? So Dale Earnhardt, Kelly Earnhardt lead the front pack here. Let's see, I think Lake Speed, Rob Moroso, and some of those guys are next to come down pit road. Kind of coming in groups. This one's a little bit larger. Expect Dale Earnhardt to pit here soon, probably. And that might be right now. Yes, it will be. More leaders making their way down pit road. Earnhardt, Schrader, Marlin, Richmond, Rusty Wallace, Bobby Labonte, Bubba Nissen, just to name a few. We'll have to see where everyone is when this is all wrapped up here and see who's all going to be contending for the win. Now Dale Earnhardt comes off pit road. There is a pack of cars coming, so they're definitely going to have to build up their speed quick. Earnhardt's up to 170. This might be the lead pack, but I'm not sure. We're going to split them through the middle, possibly. Lake Speed might be the one that's benefited the most. As they start to pick apart some of these cars. And Rusty is eager to get past Lake Speed. He's like, come on, I'm ready to go. So yeah, I think Dale Earnhardt will be the leader once the 98, 44, and 83 pit. This is me or Kelly Earnhardt's been on pit road for a while. Yeah, she's getting lapped. I don't know what happened to Kelly Earnhardt. While she's sitting on pit road, her dad's going to lose the lead to Sterling Marlin, who's getting some help from another Ford driver in Ken Schrader. Still this top three, but I imagine that the bigger group will catch these three here before long. Back to the start and finish line. Has the gap between third and fourth? Yes, it has. It is closing, and they're definitely catching them. Could make things pretty interesting once that other pack catches this top three for sure. I want to say this is a pack of 11 cars right now that are in contention for the win. You got Marlin, Dale Earnhardt, Ken Schrader, Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Green, Bubba Nissen. I believe that is Lake Speed. Rob Moroso, Ricky Craven, Bobby Hamilton, Mark Martin. Getting closer to about 10 laps to go. So this will be 13 to go at the line. 3 wide for second. Jeff Green trying to catch up to his teammate. All 3 RCR guys up there in the mix. And now the RCR teammates, side by side, battling for the lead. Jeff Green and Dale Earnhardt, with Marlon Schrader and Nissen behind them. And now we got a different RCR car up here in the mix. That's Rob Moroso and Jeff Green battling. They are catching the lap car of Ernie Irvin. He's definitely not up to speed. Green and Moroso get past him with ease, but after that it may become an issue. Mark Martin's next to get by, as well as Nissen. Lake Speed looks like he'll be next. Ken Schrader seems to be the oddball here in this situation. 11 laps to go. Still side by side. Now they're catching Jeff Gordon. 10 laps to go. Nissen and Martin go low. Moroso Green go high. Martin changes his mind and goes high. Moroso continues to lead, but Nissen is there. And the RCR boys continue to battle for the lead. Jeff Green now looking for the upper hand. Trying to get past Moroso. Can't clear him yet, but Mark Martin is reeling him in. And the don't leave Dale Earnhardt out. He's still up there. The 3 RCR guys now on the outside line. And Dale's going to ditch his teammates. Go for the faster line with Martin and Nissen as Mark Martin leads. Thanks, TV8s, and I'm glad you had fun. I appreciate you and everybody else for tuning in. Take it easy, and thank you. I'll definitely have a good time tomorrow. The laps continue to wind down. More lap traffic ahead. That's Kenny Wallace and Bill Elliott. Ooh, this could get interesting here. The leaders are going to have to slow up. Who's going to take advantage? Things are going to bunch back up for the time being. It's Nissen versus Mark Martin for the lead. Elliott and Kenny Wallace still holding things up, which makes things even more unpredictable. Sterling Marlin looking for something here. Goes down, goes up the track. Slides in behind Dale Earnhardt. Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin. Do they have a chance to do something here? But Bill Elliott gets back up in front of them. Darrell Waltrip now could be the lucky one. Indeed, he will be. And DW takes the lead. Ricky Craven goes to second. Rob Moroso wants third. And here comes Craven. In that 37 DuPont Ford, Ricky Craven is going to take the lead as we have just about 5 laps to go. And now back comes Rob Moroso to the inside. Moroso, Craven, side by side, battling for the win here at Orlando. And then Bubba Nissen, Darrell Waltrip, Bobby Hamilton also up there in the mix. They're still side by side, not giving up a single inch. Now it's like 1996. Moroso and Bubba Nissen, side by side, battling for the lead as we are in the closing stages of this one. Can Bobby Hamilton make some noise? This pack of 11 lead lap cars. All fighting for the win. Bobby Hamilton to the inside of Nissan. And Hamilton takes the lead. Through goes Hamilton. But now he's going to have to make his car 8 lanes wide if he wants to win this one. 4 laps to go. Jeff Green now looks to the inside. Marlin and Craven trying to settle things, but now Craven, he's going to take the middle lane. He's going to go back behind Marlin. And Jeff Green takes the lead. So much can still happen in just a handful of laps left. These 11 cars, the 11 cars that are on the lead lap, they all have a chance. Here comes Sterling Marlin to the inside of Green. And Ricky Craven's back up there. Coming off turn 4, back to the start-finish line. 3 laps to go for Sterling Marlin. And Ken Schrader now for Junie Dunleavy, working his way up to 3rd. Who is going to win it? Less than 3 to go. Down the backstretch. Sterling Marlin still leads. Craven 2nd. Schrader is 3rd. Nissan and Hamilton fight for 4th. And here comes Craven. But did he make the move too soon? Trying to get past Marlin. He doesn't have as much help. But that group of Nissan, Earnhardt, and Martin are catching him. 2 laps to go. Marlin just barely leads at the line. Bubba Nissan looking to make things 3 wide. And looks like he will. Can Craven slam the door on him? The answer is going to be no. They're 3 wide. And they're 3 wide behind the leaders as well. 3 by 3 by 3. Nine cars, 3 wide in each row. Marlin trying to pull away. Craven and Nissan still making things interesting. Marlin can't slam the door on Craven. Back to the start-finish line. Here they come. White flag presented by Credit One Bank. Bubba Nissan still leads. He has the upper hand. Mark Martin's got momentum. What is he going to do with it? Can he get past the 59? Marlin's still trying to fight on the outside, but he's running out of time. Mark Martin's trying to find some sort of opening. Can he get to his quarter panel? He's going to! Mark Martin to the inside of Bubba Nissan. They go side by side down the back straightaway for the final time here this evening. Jeff Green is lurking as well. Could he make things real interesting here? Martin blocks the 31. Mark Martin's going to hold him off here. Off turn 4, coming to the checkers. Mark Martin with the upper hand. Checkered flag, and it's going to be Mark Martin who wins at Orlando. Last lap pass as expected. He holds off Jeff Green and Bubba Nissan for the win. Wow. How about that? And I'll show you your final results here. As I will start to wrap things up here. I'm pretty much over 2 hours, and I should definitely rest up for the heading up to Michigan tomorrow. All right. Yeah, you could say that. White flag presented by Pepsi or Mellow Yellow or something like that. But yeah, any final comments and thoughts and stuff like that, and I'll head off for the night and head up to Michigan and continue work on this video. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We had like up to 25 viewers, which is probably the most I've ever had for a stream. So that's awesome. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the support. Enjoy the race tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Hopefully Mother Nature will stay away. One can hope. I know the weather really doesn't look too promising tomorrow, but I guess we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens. Yeah, they're saying 70% chance of precipitation. Right about when the race is supposed to happen too, so there you go. We've discussed it when it comes to international tracks, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there for sure. Yeah, like I said, and of course, plans for the international exhibition, we'll discuss that too in the video as well. And yeah, so I should probably get ready to wind down and get ready for Michigan tomorrow and all that. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. Again, I appreciate all your support, and stay tuned for the 31st. Sunday Night Lights 1998. It'll be worth the wait. So I'm going to work hard and get this video out for you guys and make sure it's the best video possible. So again, thank you guys so much as always, and I will see you next time.